Okay, Mr. Cordes, are you there?
I am. Good morning, Your Honor.
And your client is Tom DeCracker?
That's correct.
All right, and Mr. Tarango, you're here as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. DeCracker, are you currently at the Kent County Jail?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I was seeing somebody else on the Zoom and I was getting my people mixed up, so I apologize. I can see now where you are, Mr. DeCracker, in your home. Is that address on Northvale, the apartment, still where you are?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So today is the date for sentencing, Mr. DeCracker, and Mr. Cordes is here on your file D20-00847SD. You had pled to this OWI second from the incident March 11, already now almost, not quite, almost 7 months ago. Your attorney was indicating they were working hard to try to get you accepted into sobriety court. So we put off this sentencing so you could see if you were accepted. And it sounds like you were accepted, correct, Mr. Cordes?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And that would be out of the 61st District Court or Wyoming? Where is it?
Kentwood, 62B.
Oh, the Kentwood Court. I apologize. Okay, so anything that you want to say that you can think of, Mr. Cordes, now would be the time. Otherwise, I'll let Mr. DeCracker say anything he might want to say after you speak. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. I've known Thomas, his mom and dad, for several years, and I know Thomas is a good kid. I say kid only because he's the age of my children too. So, but when I look at this case, his previous OWI, and then read the substance abuse assessment, I think Thomas was very open, very honest, and it shows there's a substance abuse issue there that needs to be addressed. Luckily, he was able to get into sobriety court. I've had several conversations with him and his family. Everybody is supporting him. And I think this is a great opportunity. And Thomas understands what a good thing sobriety court is. So with that, I think he's going to be a great candidate in sobriety court. Additionally, we've supplied the court with some health records. His mother also sent in a statement on his behalf. So one special thing I think that we would ask is that any jail time be suspended because of Thomas's health issues and allow him to get a good foothold with sobriety court.
Okay. Mr. DeCracker, can you think of anything that you want to say?
I can think of a couple things. Truth be told, it's been a rough few weeks wrapping my head around another big mistake that I've made. You said when I last saw you through Zoom that this shouldn't have happened. And, you know, I never used to be a huge drinker, but ever since I left home, I mean, no excuse for what I did, obviously, but, you know, I kind of just being alone all the time and not interacting as much with family and you know, other issues like that, trying to find my place in the world as a young man, I haven't made the best decisions. And I find this as a sign as I need to get right and get my mind and my health and really prove to myself and my family that I can live a better life instead of screwing it up. So I'm full of remorse.
Yeah. And that remorse sometimes can, you know, take its toll too, because you have a tendency to beat yourself up, and then it makes it even more problematic at times to get yourself back on track. Because all anybody wants for you is stability. You know, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist. I can't talk about your medical issues. I can't talk about some of your mental health issues. You know, your substance abuse issues. You've got it coming at you from about every angle. And when you talk about, you know, I don't know if estrangement is too strong of a word, but whatever, I don't know the details of what's going on with your family, but you got to fix everything that's broken in you. If you don't fix everything that's broken in you, it's not going to work. because your family can love you to pieces, but that's not going to fix you. You got to fix you. And nobody's perfect, and people do make errors. And I don't, when you're talking about, being isolated or alone, I don't know how long that's been, but that takes its toll extremely heavily on people. And it's one thing having a drinking issue or a substance abuse issue. It's another thing driving the car when you're under the influence. They're completely separate. And I get that people make poor decisions when they're under the influence or drinking or have alcohol or drugs in their system. They don't think as clearly as they normally would, but that's exactly what puts other people's lives at risk. Last Friday, I dealt with 2 fatal car accidents, 2 separate cases that I was dealing with, both incredibly sad. Nobody more sad than the family of the person that died. Once it's a fatal, there's no going back. I get that you were sitting in the parking lot of a Speedway gas station. I'm not saying you were driving the wrong way on the highway. We get those too. But in a split second, when you're under the influence, going to drive a car, you're the one that's behind the wheel, it puts everybody's life at risk. And they don't care if you're doing well, physically healthy, have problems, have a dispute with your brother. The people that are involved in the car accident that you had, they don't know anything about you. None of that matters to them. They just know they got hit by a drunk driver. So while you got a lot of things on your plate, if you don't start focusing on taking care of you, fixing the problems that you have, fixing what I say is broken, even temporarily broken, because who's the real Thomas DeCracker? If this represents who you are, you're in for a hell of a bad ride. If this doesn't represent who you are, get your life back. Get the real healthy, strong, and vibrant Tom DeCracker back. Most everybody that gets a drunk driving back to back like you did from 2018 to 2020, most everybody goes to jail. The fact that you were accepted into the sobriety court, I'm not sure you even recognize how fortunate you are. I wish you could see the last 3 or 4 files I've had where they wanted so badly, and their attorneys worked hard to get them into the sobriety court, but they weren't accepted for a lot of different reasons, some things that were beyond their control. But they don't get the opportunity that you're going to get. If you squander this opportunity, if you blow it, if you mess up, I'm saying right here, right now, I will give you jail time out of my case. My case is a 1-year jail sentence suspended, where you get everything suspended except the day that you got arrested. So basically, out of 1 year, you get 364 days that are suspended, which basically means I'm not going to have you serve that jail now, but it reserves that 11 months and 29 days, 364 days. It reserves that amount for me to give you if you screw up in sobriety court. So I just want to make it really abundantly clear. If you fail at sobriety court, you're going to do jail on this case, in my court, through this case with me. The case is sent over to Kentwood for their monitoring on sobriety court, and sobriety court's going to be intense. It's not a walk in the park. It's intense. But everything is geared to give you the chance to get yourself back on track. You're on the sobriety court to better yourself and to better the community. If you blow it, if you mess up, back to normal. I don't say back to normal because that wasn't your normal. But my point is, I'll give you jail time. I don't want to pretend like I'm scaring you or tricking you or anything. I'm just being completely honest with you. And I'll say it right now today, September 30th. If you mess up in sobriety court, you'd get jail from me. Forget what the sobriety court does. I'm telling you, you'd get jail from me. 18 months is the length of probation we put you on, even though this case goes back to March. September is right now, tomorrow's October 1st. 18 months you're going to be on probation to us. That's a year and a half. You'll have to do 12 days of community service. They'll work that out during the period of time that you're on your probation and working through sobriety court. Absolutely no alcohol, no illegal drugs, no misuse of prescription medication, no marijuana. Counseling is ordered and must follow all the rules and regulations of sobriety court. And I said it already, it's intense. It's a $1,000 fine on this OWI second, $75 crime victims' right fee. The fee for the Kent County Sheriff's Department reimbursement is $175. Total on everything is $1,250, $1,250. Any bond money that was posted, I think it was a surety company, so we don't have any cash, could be applied, but if there's no money we're holding, then you got to pay it. The Secretary of State, the driver's license, the Secretary of State will contact you regarding what happens with your driver's license, and they'll tell you exactly how long your license is going to be taken away or what goes on. So make sure that you follow through and do it exact, whatever they tell you. Okay, now questions for me, Mr. DeCracker?
I think I heard you pretty loud and clear, Your Honor.
I tried to. I'm glad you were listening. Mr. Cordes, can you think of anything that you want to ask or any questions you might have?
No, I don't have any questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Stay in contact with your attorney, Mr. DeCracker, as he navigates going through the sobriety court. They'll be in touch with you. I've signed the document allowing sobriety court to take the case. The case technically transfers over to them. But if you fail or falter, it comes back to us, just so you know. Okay, that's it. Thanks for your courtesy. Thank you, Mr. Cordes. Good luck to you, Mr. DeCracker. Yep. Okay. Can you identify yourself in the green shirt, sir? Is it Tom
Mr.
Bowser?
Bowser, Your Honor. Yep.
Yep.
Good morning,
Thank
Your
you.
Honor.
And Mr. Bowser, you're over in Van Buren County, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. On September 23, your case that was the felony charge was waived over to the Kent County Circuit Court. I'm trying to remember right now, Mr. Bowser, who your attorney was on that case.
Laura Joyce.
Sure,
Yes,
you'll
ma'am.
remember. Thank you for helping me remember. You'll want to talk with her because your felony case got bound over on a waiver, and there's nothing that we needed you to do today. The 30th is today. That was set for the prelim, but because on September 23, a week ago, the first appointment, you waived your prelim, that we did not need to see you today. But it's better to be safe. It's better to be safe than sorry. And we really appreciate the people over at Van Buren County Jail to allow us to have a moment so I can just address that. But Ms. Joyce will be in contact with you and let you know what's going on with that case as it does process in circuit court. And then that's it with us, okay?
Yep. Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
All right, thanks a lot, Mr. Bowser. Thank you, deputies over at Van Buren County. We sure appreciate your help.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
You bet. Okay. Okay, Mr. Vakari, can you hear me okay? Mr. Pebley, you're representing Jermaine Bolton, aren't you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you had any connection with him?
No, he just got arraigned for murder in Muskegon.
Oh, how unfortunate and sad that has to be. I believe that Mr. Bolton, I arraigned him a while back. And this case might have had to do with when they arrested him on that Muskegon felony, like potentially an alleged chase that occurred through our jurisdiction.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Um,
So he's in the Muskegon County Jail. I wonder if we're going to hook up with them.
yeah, I don't know, because I looked up on Google that he's charged in Muskegon. He was just arraigned on murder in Muskegon.
Okay. Our
So,
case today is the probable cause conference. Let's do this. Let's put our case over for next week for the
Okay.
preliminary exam, which is technically a week from today,
right,
and then give us an opportunity to find out whether we can hook up with him in Muskegon County Jail for the prelim on this. Perhaps, they're probably going to package all the stuff together or something, I'm not sure, but his prelim's October 7 at 8:30, and that
Okay.
would give us this few days to figure out what's going on, because it doesn't appear that we have any connection with the Muskegon County Jail right now.
right. I don't think there's been any writ to bring him back.
Yeah, they won't be written him, I'm sure they won't if he's being held there on the murder, but we could do Zoom or Polycom with Muskegon County for next week and just talk about what we're gonna do.
Okay,
If you have any discussions with him, or if you see him and talk about it at all, a waiver with the right to remand is another option. You and Mr. Tarango could talk about it and see what you want to do. I'm sure they're not dealing anything on the Muskegon case if it's a life felony, but you guys can talk about it and see what's going on. Okay?
okay. Sounds good, Your
All right.
Honor.
Mr. Pebley, did you have any other ones this morning?
I have two other ones.
Garrett and Saylor
I have
or
Garrett and
Marquise?
Marquez.
Marquez and who else?
William Garrett.
Okay, those
That,
are at 9, so we'll see in a few minutes on those. Sounds good.
yep, Garrett's
Mr.
gonna be.
Tarango, I have a separate question for you on a separate case, if I could ask you.
Yes, Your Honor.
The case that Jason Barracks represents Mr. William Shue, S-H-U-E.
Okay,
That case was where he was charged with an OWI third. Did you get any information? Amanda's not here right now, and I was trying to get an understanding. We have this set up for an in-person prelim tomorrow morning, but I wondered, maybe we don't. Maybe we don't if you're not.
Your
Yeah,
Honor,
we've got it set up for an in-person prelim at 9 a.m.
Your Honor, is that the one where it's Attorney Barracks, right?
Yep.
Didn't he file a motion requesting an adjournment because he was already in court in some other counties? I believe he
I
filed.
thought he did, right. And then I thought that there might have been some further discussion. Maybe I should call Mr. Barracks. He filed a stip to adjourn the prelim that you and he both signed, indicating that he had another prelim on a totally separate case in Muskegon County.
Right. Your
Yeah.
Honor, if I
Well, why
remember,
don't I just grant that adjournment?
okay. If I remember correctly, Your Honor, he had wanted that in-person prelim. We said, okay, you had the court find a date, which would be tomorrow. In the meantime, though, he filed a motion wanting an adjournment because he had said at the PCC that he wasn't sure what day the court was going to pick because of his schedule.
Okay.
So I think the court said it without confirming with him, and therefore that's why the motion for adjournment was
Okay.
filed.
I'll just grant the adjournment and have the clerk set the date with the attorneys so they can clarify it with your calendar and his.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thanks a lot. That's good. Does that make sense on that? Okay, it's right there. Okay, thanks. Mr. Pebley, I think that's it for you until we get to Marquise and Garrett, so just hang tough and we'll be back with you.
okay, I just wanted to tell Felix that Garrett's gonna waive.
Oh, that Garrett is? Okay.
Yeah, I
He's
had a.
in custody. He's
Yes.
in custody, so we'll be able to bring him in at 9:15
Okay,
if you want him to come in. And we can talk to him real briefly. And then Marquez is at 9.
yeah, I haven't been able to contact him. I don't have a phone number for him.
It's possible he's still in custody. I'm not sure. Not? Mr. Marquez is not in custody, the clerk indicated.
Yeah, no, I
We'll
don't.
see if he zooms in.
Okay,
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Peebly, for that information.
Yep. Mr. Jones, I know you've Zoomed in. Have you had contact with Mr. Vicari
I have, Your Honor.
today?
Yes, this morning.
Okay, so he should be zooming in here. Your case was, let me just see if I have his number. When you spoke to him this morning, did he say he was going to be zooming in?
Yes, he said he was going to zoom into the prosecutor's conference first.
Oh, that's a different room. I'm going to see if I can get him.
To my room, Your Honor, so.
I don't know, Felix, if you can see if he's in your Zoom room.
He's not in mine. I mean, I get
Okay.
him from Zoom.
All right, that's fine. Yes, this is Judge Sara Smolenski. We're trying to track down attorney Matt Vicari. No, that's fine. It's fine. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Oh, okay. Okay.
Your
He's
Honor,
hooking up right now. We're going to just get him here momentarily. Mr. Vicari, can you hear me?
I can, Your Honor, and I apologize. I was waiting in Mr. Tarango's meeting room and thought I should
Okay.
get online
One of your
here.
clerks is going to be trying to get a hold of you because I'm on the phone with her right now and she's trying to find you, but I don't want to hang up on her. So I called your office and they're looking for you right now. So if somebody tries to get you, that's what that is.
Okay.
I'll see if she returns to the phone. I'm on hold with her right now, but I don't want to hang up and just have her not know what happened. Mr. Jones
Yeah, I
is here
think
as
she's-
part of the Zoom, and we've got
Right.
both files. It's D20-02356FY and D20-02357FY. And
Your
Mr.
Honor,
Jones is charged with receiving and concealing stolen property. You wanted to have a chance to talk with Mr. Tarango before you started?
Yes, Your Honor, we had talked briefly before and we hadn't had a chance to connect since then.
Okay, so let's just put the two attorneys in a chat room for a second. And then Mr. Vicari, if anybody from your office, I don't know if you're at your office or home, but if they try to get you, just tell them that you found me and then I'll hang up. But I don't want to hang up on her until I hear.
I will do that, Your Honor. And yes, I'm at the office and I appreciate you
Okay, hold on.
allowing us to speak.
You know what? I found him and I didn't want to hang up on you. So we found him. We found him and we're all good, but I didn't want to just hang up and have you not know. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay, I just cleared it with your secretary there. So we'll put both attorneys in the chat room if you please. Mr. Jones, you can just hang tight. You'll be right where you are and we'll get to you when we get to you, okay?